Okay. Without any further delay, let us please have an acclaimed and a popular name in the Indian culinary industry. Chef Ajay Chopra it is. He is very well known for his passion and innovation in the modern Indian food. He has worked with some of the biggest names like Gordon Ramsay and Angela Harnett. Ajay offers a vast experience in the food and beverage industry. He has been associated with some of the finest and the biggest five-star hotels like the Westin Hotel, the Oberoi Hotel and the Marriott Hotel. He has traveled across the globe and Ajay's famous TV reality cooking show, that is Master Chef India. So he is the Master Chef of India. You all have seen him on TV, but tonight you are about to witness him live. With a huge round of applause once again for Chef Ajay Chopra.
Thank you so much for all the love and affection that you guys show to a TV celebrity. I wish you could show that much love and affection to your teachers. Am I hitting the right chords? Am I speaking something which is touching here? I'm going to talk blunt and I'm not going to talk sweet here, because I think it is my responsibility today in this 30 minutes that I've been given to talk to you about reality. Well, the topic which is written outside is the master's advice. First of all, I'm not the master. All right, I am not the master. There are many like me who are masters, and we become masters purely because we slogged it out. Jo Chef Harpal ne kaha, that is so true. Unless the wood goes through the grind, it doesn't shine. How about that? So how many of you are in third year? All right, almost 30% of the is third year students ready to get out, face the industry, and then possibly say goodbye to it 4 to 5 years from now. Am I right? Am I right? Well, that's been the trend, that's been the study for the last 20 years, that people who have been a part of this industry in India haven't survived more than 4 years. The reason is that today, what excites you doesn't excite you tomorrow. The only reason is because there is so much more hard work. Now, I'm going to take my example so that possibly I can share my life with you. And if my life can be of any good reason for you to go out there and work hard, please do that. I will be really happy. I started my career as a prep cook in TGI Fridays. I was a gold medalist in my IHM, which was IHM Goa. And when I passed out, I actually thought that I'm going to get a nice management trainee's role. I'm going to get a nice cushy job where I'm going to learn good things, and that's it. But guess what? Thank goodness it's Fridays. That was the name of the restaurant, TGIF. And I was a prep cook doing 7 months of night shift, only chopping vegetables. How much more motivation do you need to stay in the industry? Right? And I had friends who passed out with me. We had a batch of 120 people, and today we have 4 people out of my batch who are still continuing. So that's the data which is available in front of us. Now, the very reason for that is that because when the beginning happens, there is no insight to what we are getting into. I want to talk to people. So please respond when I talk to you guys. When you guys enter this college, there are 40 or 50% of you who entered this stream because you couldn't get into any other stream. Mera bhi yahi haal tha. My parents wanted me to become a doctor. My parents wanted me to become an engineer. I couldn't carry that much burden of books. I used to sleep on them. And there you go. I got through IHM. And that's what I got through. But the day I entered the college, actually that would be a bit of a lie. 1 month down the line, I was peeling chickens. Everybody around me was hating that action. And I was loving it. I don't know what happened to me, but I was loving it. I was just loving peeling those chickens. And that day I had decided that come what may, something is telling me that I'm going to be a chef for all of my life. Get to the first year out in the industry for a 6 months training, and I'm out there with a tray of beverages serving in a banquet function, and here I see my dad in that same function. And guess what happens? I didn't want my dad to see that I was serving beverages in a 5-star hotel. I was ashamed. Guess what? What is that one thing in India which tells us about us? What are we? Atithi Devo Bhava. What does that mean? Guest is not God. Guest is like God. All right? Which means that we as Indians believe in a principle, a philosophy that we will serve you. Service is not a problem. Service is not something that we should get ashamed of. But we as Indians are possibly moving away from that. That is the reality of today. Now, you guys are standing on the brink of a very bright future. You are the people who are going to bring about the change in the coming 10 years. If you believe that, let's say Yahoo! Yahoo! And how are you going to bring that change? And how are you going to bring that change? Hard work only? Innovation only? Passion only? Focus only? Creativity only? Everything put together, guys. Everything put together is going to bring you change. Today, you stand in an era where there is so much knowledge available. In our times, there used to be one computer in our college and there was no Google. So we could not just Google everything and just say, okay, bacon is actually the hind leg of pork and it is cured for 3 years, and then after salting it for so many days, that's how it becomes the bacon. We didn't know that information. We had to go find out 20 books, see bacon here, understand which is the right information, and then learn it. Today, bacon, you have a full list of things, right? So all I'm trying to say is that you guys have a huge opportunity standing in front of you to become what you want to become. Now, let's talk about some negatives and some positives of this industry. Negatives. There are some parents here, and I'm sure that they will quickly rise up to this when I say that your children come home at 12 o'clock in the night. Am I right? After doing a hard days of work, you're back at home at an unhumanly hour. Is that a negative or a positive? How is it a positive? You know, I look at it as a positive because I don't get any traffic on the road. I look at it as a positive because I am actually free and talking to myself at that hour in my car. So there is a positive to everything. You guys need to be positive. You guys need to also evaluate that where is it that you want to get to. Today, if I ask you a question, how many of you want to become master chefs? How many of you want to become chefs? How many of you want to become executive chefs? Okay, so there's not too many in here who want to be chefs. There are people who want to be probably doing something else. But the reason why I asked is because I went to my college about 10 years back, and that was a time when I met all those students, and I asked them that how many of you want to be chefs, and 90 people out of 100 rose their hands up and said, we want to be chefs. I asked the next question, how many of you will be chefs? 30% of the room put their hands down. My next question was, how many of you will remain chefs after 4 years? Guess what? There were only 20 hands. And my next question was, how many will you remain chefs after 10 years? There were 2 hands. So to get to my position, it requires a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance, a lot of deaths in the family not being attended to, a lot of marriages in the family not being attended to, a lot of times you're sick and running 103 fever, still working. That is what it takes to become what I am today. Now let me not bore you with so many facts and figures. You guys are here to have some amount of learning. This is the hospitality convention. I'm supposed to speak about blah, 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 blah. So let's just lighten up a little bit and ask you some questions. Who wants to go abroad? These guys will take you abroad. That's what they're here for. I'm really serious. That's what they're here for. They'll take you abroad. They'll give you a master's degree. Now, why do you need a master's degree? Can you not do with a BSc in hotel management? No? Why? Any one answer, the first hand, why do you think that BSc in hotel management is not enough? Anybody?
We don't specialize in a particular department.
Okay, for the benefit of everybody, the lady just saying that we don't specialize in any one department, and that's the reason possibly BSc in hotel management is not good enough. Well, that's true, but what happens is that after the age of 18, when you pass out of your school, you are entering into a career which is hotels, a career which is glamorous, a career which is very different, not something that you would have imagined to be. But you do not have the know-how to be in that position and also the maturity to be in that position. Now, what happens to anybody who does a master's in any field is he does that over and over and over again. I passed out through IHM Goa in 98. Post that, my only one dream was that I wanted to get through OCLD. How many of you know OCLD? How many of you want to go to OCLD? All right? I know very less hands will come out because it's probably the most toughest thing to get through OCLD. Every year, there are 24,000 people who apply to that school and only 13 get through. So that's how difficult it is. I did not get through that college in 98. 99, there was no OCLD batch. In 2000, I barely made it into the course. But when I entered there, I realized that getting into that course was difficult, but being in that course was even more difficult. When I passed out, I was a polished metal which was almost shining. The reason why I'm speaking to you about post-graduation being such an important factor is because you need to address in yourself what is it that you really want and go after it. All right? Now, I think I'm sounding too boring, am I? Too much gyan? Should I become Harpal Singh Sokhi? All right, we'll get to some questions. I just want to touch upon some things that I've been hearing over the morning, where Jasminder talked about certain foreign brands coming in, putting in a lot of money, hotels coming in and trying to pick up, talent from within. Alan spoke about building a nation with great talent. This is last year when I attended the F&B conference in Shanghai, where Starwood, where I used to work, Mr. Dilip Puri, who's the regional vice president, was talking about the entire 2015 and how it's going to be. And guess what? What he said was that the next year, the challenge is not going to be about market share, but it's going to be about talent. Which means that hotels which are opening by the speed of light, 20, 30, 40 hotels opening every year, are now figuring out that they have no talent. They have nobody to run those hotels, because every single hotel will need an executive chef, will need a general manager, will need a housekeeper, will need all those people and many, many more people to run that whole campaign. Who's going to do that? You guys are going to do that, right? Not just hotels. What all streams do you have to perform today? How many more streams can you get into just because of hotel management? Hotels is not the only thing. You can go into restaurants directly, because food and beverage industry is changing in a big way. In 5 years' time, you will not see 5-star hotels serving out great food, but you will actually see great restaurants on the high street selling great food with the comparative of a similar price range of what is happening in the West today. How many of you guys know about Yaocha, the restaurant? Do you know a plate of dim sum costs how much? About $700. They serve 3 pieces. All right? A 5-star hotel probably gives better value for money today than Yaocha. Yaocha is a standalone restaurant, and 5-star hotels are 5-star hotels. What I'm trying to say is that restaurant industry in India is growing significantly. I have launched a new program which is an e-commerce food portal. अभी तक Flipkart ने बोला कि आप अपने ऑफ डे पे क्यों शॉपिंग करने जाते हो, आप घर बैठो, आप Flipkart पे ऑर्डर करो, करेक्ट? मैं कहता हूं कि आपको एक ऑफ मिलता है, आप उसमें खाना क्यों बनाते हो? खाना ऑर्डर करो, राइट? कौन शॉपिंग करेगा, कौन ये सब करेगा? मैं आपको करके देता हूं, आप करके. That's how I am building that e-commerce business. There is so much more which is happening in our country today in terms of food and beverage, and a bigger part of it is now, which I'm going to touch, which is going to excite you people, is food media, right? Everybody wants to become a celebrity chef first. That's right? What is food media? When a MasterChef television program happens and you see that on the screen, there are people and people in hundreds who are behind the scenes getting those things organized, getting that pantry organized, getting the way the vegetables look the way they look, getting the plates the way they look, to look the way they look. So food media is coming out to be another different medium altogether for you guys to pursue. All right? There are so many more opportunities that you can become to. I think as hoteliers, as hospitality students, my one request to you is whatever you do, if you do it from here and not from here, you will succeed. I'll leave the stage now open for any questions, if you have. Any questions? हाँ जी, बोलिए. आपके पास तो पहले भी क्वेश्चन था. First question always with you.
Excuse.
हाँ जी, बोलो.
I want to ask you, in India, there is any college specified for to be a pastry chef?
इससे पहले आपका फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन हरपाल जी को था कि culinary स्कूल और होटल स्कूल में क्या डिफरेंस होता है. अब आप पूछने की पेस्ट्री शेफ का स्कूल है या नहीं है, आपको करना क्या है? आप सीधा क्वेश्चन वही पूछो जो आपको करना है, मैं आपको आंसर दे दूंगा.
Actually, especially I want to be a chef only for pastries, cakes and chocolates too.
Okay, great. As of today, there is none that gives you a specialized training only for pastry. But let me tell you something. How many guys are okay with that thought? How many guys only want to be one kind of chef? Let me just bring some clarity in your heads. Sit down, guys. We have a chef here who's worked must have worked in many countries, and what you see abroad is that a chef is a chef. All right? When you're learning, you learn pastry, you learn Indian, you learn commissary, you learn butchery, you learn everything for being a chef. The word chef means complete. That's my theory. I don't know if anybody believes differently, but I have learned pastry as well as I've learned my Western cooking, as well I've learned my Indian cooking, as well I've learned my Asian cooking. So if I know my trade well, I could possibly do much more as a chef than just doing one thing. Whilst I say this, I also have to salute a lot of those pastry chefs who are really fine artists in chocolatiering, in sugar work, in cakes, in pastries. So I'm sure that once you've done your basics right, you can go to multi-level pastry schools which are presently abroad, possibly not in India, and learn there.
Thank you, chef.
Well, I thought that you are possibly 20 years younger to me, and I think that you will have 20% more energy than me. Looks like you have 40% less energy than me. Oh, possibly it's 3 o'clock, nobody's eaten, everybody's tired, groggy. Any more questions? Yes, please. Go on, I can listen to you.
Give us more of an insight on your career after OCLE.
Very well question. Just for everybody's sake, because he didn't have a mic, I'm going to just repeat the question that he said. What did I get post OCLD that I could have not got post IHM? Thank you for that question. I possibly cannot explain this in 2 minutes that what I got after OCLD. I'm going to take an example of what happened one day in one of the OCLD lectures. We closed our kitchen at 12 in the night, and our lecturer said, guys, let's meet at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Everybody was like, what? It's 12. Yeah, so what? We have a breakfast class tomorrow, so let's meet at 5 a.m. I said, chef, but that's too early. So what time do you guys have breakfast? I said, 8 o'clock. So you're going to come at 5 o'clock to cook breakfast and have breakfast at 8 o'clock. All right? So we were here in the kitchen at 5 a.m., all groggy, wanting to have a cup of coffee, probably want to have a smoke. And there we are ready in the kitchen, and the chef is there, but he's not there. He's locked in his office till 5:45. And then he comes out and says, guys, let's go out and watch the sun rise. At 5:45 in the morning, after having slept for just 3 hours, you're watching the sun rise. And he wasn't mad. Let me tell you, he is been my inspiration for all my life. And what that guy did that day proved a lot of people wrong. After everything was done, the sun was risen, we were having a good cup of coffee and a laugh. And he said, you know why I did what I did today? Because a lot of times in your career, there will be opportunities, there will be chances, there will be days when you will question, why do I have to come at 5 a.m.? The answer is, I don't know. But you got to be there. If there is the RVP of Starwood Hotels coming next day, he's going to have breakfast. What time you guys are going to report tomorrow? 5 a.m. What time are you going to start cooking breakfast because you want to cook it yourself? What time are you going to be there? 5 a.m. Right? That time, your body tells you, you need to go and sleep. But your passionate mind tells you, you need to be in front of the line cooking that breakfast yourself because your boss is going to say, he is the best chef that I've ever met. So to answer your question, what OCLD did to me was exactly what military does to our soldier. It polishes you so well that you can stand in any arena and fight. Any last questions? Because I know the lady is right there and she's going to say, your time is up. Yes, please, right from the end.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is, what qualification is needed for being a chef and how qualified are you?
आजा बेटा बताता हूँ. आजा, यहाँ पे लगी हुई है गैस वैस, बनाते हैं कुछ. हाँ? How qualified am I?
I mean, that was quite daring, I guess.
No, I'm just kidding. Just stay there. No, but daring question, brother. Thank you so much for asking that because it really takes balls of steel. What qualifies for me to be a chef is I can pick up any ingredient and cook a marvelous dish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And what did I do to become that? What did I do to become that? I slogged my ass. Thank you. Thank you very much. My last words, sorry, not the right sentence. These are not my last words, but I just want to leave you guys with one last thought, is that I always tell everybody that you guys are the future of our country. Our country is not the same which used to be 10 years back. You guys are going to make it better. Please believe in yourself that you guys can make it better in whatever way you can make it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chef. May I request you to kindly stay back out here. Can we please have a huge round of applause for Chef Ajay Chopra?
Thank you.
I mean, how wonderful are they?
Thank you very
I
much.
hope you enjoyed having a word with these guys, yeah?
Lovely. Thank
So, I request you to kindly pick up a chit and let's see who's the next winner for our lucky draw.
And what does the winner get?
So we have some really exciting prizes. What these prizes are, we'll disclose them at the end of the convention, okay? So it's all a surprise for now, we're just picking up the winners. So this is the third winner that we have for today, yeah?
Surprise, surprise. Are these the same seat numbers that you are sitting on?
Same seat numbers?
That they started sitting on in the morning?
Yes, yes, yes.
You guys are sure?
Yes. Is that your seat number?
It's seat number S20.
S20.
I was 24. Oh, I was just 84. S20?
Is that S20?
That's Mr. Vivekanand, by the way,
Okay.
if that was S20.
That's not S20, so I think, do we have S20 out here? Why are you feeling shy to come and collect your
तो यार
prize?
बेचारे को S20 का ही है.
Sorry? No.
Okay,
Y'all were
before-
requested to sit at the same seats.
So before break he was sitting at S20. So आपको मिलता है S20 का टिकट. आप S20 पे बैठिए.
Were you on seat number S20? आप बैठे थे? Sorry? पहले बैठे थे. Who is sitting right now on S20? This guy? Okay.
Okay, we'll do it again. S20 खारिज हो गया.
Yeah, we'll do it again otherwise.
We'll do it again. Sorry.
Yes. Because you guys were told to sit on your initial seats and not move your seats from one place to another. That is instructed to you all. You guys should be really happy because you guys are getting a second opportunity out here.
अब ज्ञान देने का मौका मिला है तो एक ज्ञान और दे दिया जाए. मेरे एक मेंटोर जो आज इस दुनिया में नहीं है, बहुत यंग एज में उनका देहांत हो गया. He used to always say one thing, that you always pay a price for not doing things correctly at the first time. Did anybody understand that? Yes. So S20 paid a price of not sitting at S20 for the first time. And this is seat number 130. Yeah.
It's I-30.
Oh, it's I-30. Sorry.
So we do have the winner finally. Please join us on stage quickly. Because I need to get your name and your, which college are you from? You can first shake hands with the master chef himself.
Well done. I don't know what you did to get this, but
What's your name, please?
Pawan Shetty.
And which college are you from?
ITM Oshiwara. ITM Oshiwara.
ITM Oshiwara, right? And this is Shravan Shetty. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? Chef, have you heard about the selfie challenge?
no, I haven't. What is that?
Okay, so you guys would like to tell him what's the selfie challenge all about? Okay, so we're running a selfie challenge at this convention, and you guys are supposed to be clicking some crazy selfies, and you're supposed to be uploading that on our page. And there you go. So we have Chef Ajay Chopra who's all ready to take the challenge with you guys.
Does that
So
mean
big
this?
smiles on your faces. Come on, say cheese.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So guys, please do not forget to upload these selfies on our Facebook page. That's the
Not for this
hospitality
side.
convention. And please do not forget to tag
आवाज नहीं
us.
आती.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Chef.
very much, guys. All the very best. God bless you.
No, thank you for joining us here. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to felicitate you with a memento.
you.
And may request Mr. Jasminder Khanna to kindly do the honors.